This is Mountain View High School. Mountain View, if you don't know, is like it's part of the center of the tech world. A lot of the kids, they're all waiting here for the bus, are the children of the very people who are making tools like ChatGPT and all these AI-powered tools that are out there. So we're here talking to educators, and we've been talking to high school students about the use of ChatGPT in their schools and what they think the policies should be, how are they grappling with it. So here's some basic stats. A recent survey found nationwide, 3 stats in particular stood out to me. 44% of high school kids say that they have used ChatGPT in some way for their assignments. In some cases to write an essay completely. 60% consider the use of ChatGPT cheating, so there's overlap there, and then 22% say that they don't feel they're going to need to know how to write about a certain topic in the future. They aren't going to need a mastery of that topic because of AI in the future. So the very quick thing is to sort of blame students in a way for, relying on this, right? Cheating with it, right? But what's so interesting is in talking to educators here and in talking to students, the perspective is so much subtler than that. So first of all, LA and New York, the 2 biggest school districts in the country, have both banned ChatGPT. But this place, perhaps not surprisingly because it's the center of tech, has allowed it and has some specific teacher by teacher rules about it. The bright red line is like, don't use it to write your essay, but yes, you can use it to summarize Romeo and Juliet or summarize, the Federalist Papers. And the point they say is because, with 150 students a day coming through a single classroom, a teacher's not going to have the time to set them up to really think something through completely. And instead, they've got to try and get them to learn the themes however quickly they can. But this was the really haunting part for me, is that over and over again, the theme I hear is students are actually going to use ChatGPT in a much more creative and intelligent way than we assume. It's only our generation that assumes that they would use it only for cheating. And when we look at the materialism and the outcome-oriented attitude we bring to education, that it's got to be a pathway to elite college and owning your home and owning a Tesla, right? Of course kids are going to want to cheat to get to that as quickly as possible. If it's transactional education is what we set up for kids, and that's what they're going to go after. And finally, and I thought this was pretty haunting, one high school senior said to me, when I ran those stats by him and I said, do you know any kids like that? He's like, man, I know all these kids, that's not abstract. I of course know that kid. And the thing that really made that kid possible is the pandemic. That when you had kids at home, alone, isolated, unable to move forward unless they somehow met these weird new automated standards and used Zoom effectively, of course they were going to figure out how to cheat, because everything else good about school had been pulled away from them. And so in a way, maybe this tech and how it's being used by kids is only really a reflection of how we've been thinking about kids and their future, and that's not in a very good way.